The richest tech company on Earth just pointed at a surprising problem. Not chips, not software, and not money. Microsoft has flagged that a shortage of electricians is a real bottleneck for its giant computer build-out. And let that sink in. A trillion-dollar company is being held up because there are not enough people who know how to run wire. And that is just one trade. Right now, this country is short on workers in trade after trade. One report says 2.1 million of these jobs could sit empty by the year 2030. These jobs, guess what? They pay well, and many of them pay six figures. And almost nobody talks about what I'm about to tell you next. None of them need a 4-year degree. And this next part surprises most people. For most of them, you do not pay for school. They pay you while you learn. I am going to walk you through 8 skill trades that cannot find enough people. For each one, I will tell you what it pays. I will tell you how you get in. I will tell you how long it takes. And I will be straight with you about which ones pay you from day one and which ones you have to pay for first, because a few of them you do pay for, and I'm not going to hide that from you. Stay to the end. The last trade on this list is the single fastest growing job in the entire country. Not the fastest in construction, the fastest period. Now let's get into the video. Let me show you how big this is. JLL, a major real estate research firm, put out a report in April of 2026. They found that by 2030, about 2.1 million skilled trade jobs could go unfilled. That same report points to the Department of Education estimates that the losses could reach $1 trillion a year. Here is why this is happening. The workers who know these trades are getting older and retiring, and not enough young people are coming in behind them. A construction research group called NCCER says 41% of the construction workforce will retire by year 2031. That is almost half of the workforce walking out the door. Somebody has to replace them. One honest note before we start. The pay numbers in this video come from the government and from the trade unions themselves. They are middle-of-the-row numbers. Pay changes a lot by state and by local union. They are not promises. What you earn will depend on where you live, your local program, and how far you take it. Think of these as starting points. Number 1 is the electrician. And I put this one first because of that Microsoft story. Those giant computer buildings that run the whole internet and all of the new AI, they cannot get built without electricians. On top of that, we have electric cars, new power lines, and factories coming back to the United States. All of it needs wire, and all of it needs electricians. The middle pay is about $62,000 a year. The top electricians and contractors make well over $100,000 a year. And one report says we will be short more than 411,000 electricians by 2030. Now, the good news, you get in through an apprenticeship, mostly through a union called the IBW. They pay you from day one. You do not pay for school at all. A first-year apprentice starts around $22 to $27 an hour, and your pay goes up every year until you hit full scale in about 5 years. Who moves into the trades? Well, people from IT and computer work because the problem solving is the same. People from construction and people from the military who worked in electrical jobs. If you have ever wired anything, fixed anything, or followed a diagram, your brain already works the way this trade needs. Number 2 is the elevator installer in repairer. I am putting it near the top for one specific reason. It is the highest paying trade on this whole list. The middle pay is about $106,000 a year and no 4-year degree, just an apprenticeship. These are the people who put in and fix elevators and escalators in every tall building. As more high-rises go up, the demand keeps climbing for this role. But the door here is narrow. You get in through a union called the IUC. They pay you from day one, and apprentices start around $30 an hour, which is one of the best starting wages that you'll find anywhere. Now, here's the honest catch. The union only opens up signups every year or two. So you have to watch for the window and be ready. People who come from electrical work have the edge because elevator work is more than half electrical. If you are willing to wait for the door to open, this is one of the best paid trades a person can walk into without college. Number 3 is the power line installer. People call it linemen. These are the men and women who climb the poles and towers and keep the power grid alive. The middle pay is about $92,000 a year. And in the utility companies, it goes over $100,000 a year. The whole power grid is being rebuilt right now for electrical cars, for clean energy, and for those giant computer buildings. Linemen are the workers who make that happen, and they are not enough of them. You get in through the IBW union, and they pay you from day one. A first-year apprentice earns around $37 an hour. Two honest things. First, you usually need a commercial driver's license, a CDL, before you even apply. So if you are a truck driver right now, you already have the one thing that gets most people stuck. And second, and I will be straight with you, this is the hardest job on your body of anything on this list. Climbing poles in every kind of weather, storm work, long hours. If your body is up for it, the pay is worth it. Number 4 is the plumber and pipe fitter. Old joke, real money. The middle pay is about $63,000 a year. And in big cities with overtime, plumbers clear $13,000 plus a year. Water systems are aging. New factories need pipe. Even those big computer buildings need plumbing to stay cool, and the country was already headed toward being 500,000 plumbers short. You get in through a union called the UA, and they pay you from day one. And there is a real number that matters here. One local union says an apprentice earns over $341,000 in total pay across the 5 years of training. You are not paying to learn. You are getting paid the whole way. Who moves in? People from HVAC and sheet metal. People from construction, and the Army even has a plumber job, and those folks can get credit for their hours. If you are good with your hands and do not mind tight spaces, this is a strong door. Now, quick pause. This part is for the person over 40 years old who is watching this because something already happened. Maybe you spent 20 years in an office job and a company decided you cost too much and let you go. Maybe you've sent out 50+ applications and heard nothing back. Maybe you are looking at these trades and thinking, is it too late for me to start over? Listen to me. You are not the problem. The system was built to look at your experience, call you expensive, and push you out. And that is why I wrote the 40+ career playbook. It is the map for what to do after the job is gone, whether you go into the trades or anything else. It names the 4 wounds that nobody warns you about. It has a recruiter language decoder so you know what they really mean when they say you are overqualified. It has the 5 moves that work for older workers, and it has a 7-day plan that you can start tonight. Right now, it is $9 for the first 100 people, and after that, it goes to $49. The link is pinned into the description. Go and grab it before the founding price is gone. And quick, tell me in the comments of the first 4, which one are you looking at? The electrician, the elevator, the lineman, or the plumber? I read every comment. And if this is helping you, here's the truth. 3 out of 4 people watching this channel are not subscribed. If you want the rest of these trades, hit the subscribe button. It is absolutely free, and it is how you catch the next video. All right, now back to the list. Number 5 is the fastest way to start earning of all 10. Number 5 is the heavy equipment operator, the people who run the bulldozers, the excavators, and the cranes. And this one wins a prize. It has the fastest way to start earning on this whole list. Some private schools get you trained in as little as 3 to 4 weeks. The middle pay is about $58,000, but crane operators make $75,000 to $95,000. Every road, every bridge, and building project needs these operators in the country is short about 40,000 of them right now. You have 2 ways to get in. A private school can train you in a few weeks, or you can go through the Operating Engineers Union, the IOE, which pays you from day one. Apprentices there start around $26 an hour. Who moves in? Well, truck drivers, because a CDL already put you ahead. Military vehicle operators and landscapers used to outdoor work in machines. If you can already handle a big vehicle, you are most of the way there. Number 6 is the HVAC technician. Heating and cooling. The middle pay is about $60,000 a year. In the top tech clears $98,000 a year. There are about $40,000 of these jobs open every year. Every home and building needs heating and cooling, and new rules are pushing millions of new heat pumps installed. This is one of the most flexible trades they get into. But here, I have to be straight with you. There are 2 roads. The union road pays you from day one around $21 to $25 an hour. The other road is trade school, where you pay tuition first, usually from $5,000 to $15,000 before an employer hires you. Both work. Just know which one you are on before you sign anything. Now, who moves in easiest? Auto mechanics. It is almost the same skill set: refrigerant, electrical testing, fixing machines. If you have turned a wrench on cars, you are already halfway to HVAC. Number 7 is the CNC machinist. These are the people who run computer-controlled machines that cut metal parts for everything from cars to airplanes. And this is the indoor trade. No weather and no heights. Factories are coming back to America building computer chips, electrical cars, and airplane parts, and they need machinists badly. It now takes them 68 days on average to fill one of these jobs. The middle pay is about $56,000 a year. And the programmers, the ones who tell the machines what to do, they clear over $99,000 a year. And you can get in through a paid apprenticeship registered with the government, where you work full-time and take one class a week. They pay you from day one. Who moves in? Factory workers are already on the floor. Military mechanics and even woodworkers and cabinet makers, because the measuring and blueprint reading carry right over. If you like precise, careful work and want to stay indoors, this is your trade. Number 8 is the welder. And this trade has a wide range. A regular welder starts around $40 to $50,000 a year, but pipeline and specialty welders clear $100,000 and up. The American Welding Society says the country needs over $320,000 new welders by 2029. But here, I have to be honest with you. More than with almost any trade on this list, welding is the one where a lot of people pay for school first. A private welding school can run from $3,000 to $15,000. There is a paid union road too through the Boilermakers, where you earn from day one. But the most common road into welding is paying your own way through a school, and know that going in. Who moves in? Auto body repair workers, because they already run a MIG welder. A MIG welder, military workers, and fabrication laborers. If you have ever laid a bead, even as a hobby, you have a head start. Number 9 is the aircraft mechanic. These are the licensed professionals who keep planes safe and flying. The middle pay is about $79,000 a year in airline mechanics, clear over $118,000 a year. Boeing says the world will need 123,000 new mechanics in North America over the next 20 years. And right now, that country is already short thousands. But here's the honest roadmap. Most aircraft mechanics pay for an FAA-approved school first, and that can run $20,000 to $90,000. And there are some paid training jobs, but they are limited. So this is mostly a paid first trade unless you take one special road I'm about to tell you next. And that road is the military. If you worked on aircraft in the service, the FAA lets you count those hours in test for your license without paying for school at all. And this is the strongest military to career deal on the whole list. If you are a veteran who touch airplanes, this trade is wide open for you. And number 10, the one I told you to wait for, the wind turbine technician. And this is the single fastest growing job in the entire country. Not the fastest in construction, the fastest job of any kind. 50% growth. These are the people who climb inside the giant wind towers and keep them running. The middle pay is about $62,000 a year, in offshore work pays more. Now, let me be clear about that 50% so it does not fool you. The field only has about 14,000 workers today, so 50% sounds huge, but it is still a small number of real jobs. The percentage is big. The headcount is not, but that is exactly why it matters. You can get on the ground floor before everyone else does. Now, I'm going to be straight with you like I always am. This is mostly a pay-first trade for now. Most people go through a 7-month to 2-year school that costs $10,000 to $30,000. Paid apprenticeships are just starting to appear, but they are still rare. And there is one more honest thing I want to tell you about. You climb 200 to 300 feet up every day. If heights are not for you, this is not your trade. But if you are good with heights and want in early on the fastest growing job in America, this is the door. Now, who moves into this type of a job? Electricians, because turbine work is heavy on electrical, HVAC techs, And military avionics people used to fixing systems up high. If you have those skills in a head for heights, you can move fast here. So there they are. 10 skill trades that cannot find enough people. Let me leave you with the one that fits you best. If you want the highest pay without college, that is the elevator installer around $106,000. You want the fastest way to start earning? That is the heavy equipment as little as 3 to 4 weeks. You want to stay indoors, out of the weather? That is the CNC machinist. Are you a veteran who worked on planes? Then the aircraft mechanic road is wide open and no school needed. And if you want in on the fastest growing job in America, that is the wind turbine tech. And remember the honest part: electrician, elevator, lineman, plumber, heavy equipment in the union roads, in HVAC, in welding, all pay you from day one. You do not pay for school. They pay you to learn. And that is the deal almost nobody tells you about. Everyone keeps telling people the only way up is a 4-year degree and $40,000 of debt. Meanwhile, these trades are wide open. They pay real money, and half of them will pay you while you train. That is the whole point of this video. If this video was helpful, do 2 things. First, subscribe. 3 out of 4 of you are not subscribed yet. Second, if you are over 40 years old and thinking of a fresh start, the playbook for making that jump is linked in the description. That is the one I would not skip. Not. And if you want to know what is happening in the job market every day, who is hiring and who is cutting, I have a second channel for that. Every weekday morning, I break down the market in real time. That channel was called The Wade Report. The link is in the description. Go and subscribe over there as well. This is Antoine Wade. Keep climbing, and we'll see you in the next video.